Hi, so I wanted to start creating a series of videos to help explain where the best place to buy CBD is going to be. And I can tell that it's really confusing because even I, when I go into certain places, realize to myself, how would you even know what to buy? So let's get through it. So I am going to suggest that there are going to be some places that are going to be better to buy CBD and places that are least likely to have a quality product. And one of those places is going to be a gas station. While it's really tempting to walk in, it's next to the cash register. They have it, usually not too expensive, and you can sit there and go, oh, I'm just going to try it today. Well, chances are that product doesn't have CBD in it or have a quality CBD or have even the amount that it suggests that it does have. So I like to go either online or into a store, like a health food store, that allows me to compare products and labels and things like that. Then I know that there's going to be a lot more different varieties available to me and different options. So when you're online or in one of these stores, you're looking at the labels, and a lot of times it's going to have a certain amount of CBD on the label, and you're probably going to be drawn to ones that have more CBD versus less CBD. And I'm here to tell you maybe that's not what you want to do. And the reason why is because the refined products have the capability of having more CBD. More CBD doesn't always mean that that is going to actually stay in the system and bind to the system the way that you need it to. The way that CBD works is just like with other multivitamins. Sometimes they include other things so that it can bind into your system. Well, THC is one of those things. When it comes to CBD, including THC into the product helps it bind into those beautiful sacs that are empty in your system that are looking and longing to have CBD in them. And those sacs, a lot of times, are even trying to generate their own CBD to fill and fulfill. The reason that is, in my opinion, we were full of CBD back in the day. About 100 years ago, it was growing wild. Plants were readily available for people to make tea and eat. Our farm animals were foraging on these CBD plants, so the meat that we were eating had CBD in them, and that was getting into our systems. Well, it hasn't been that long of a time for us to evolve out of needing that CBD, and that's why our body is longing for it. That's why CBD is such a beneficial to us and why it should be incorporated back into our daily lives, in my opinion. Okay, so when you're also looking at these numbers, if you need a THC-free product, obviously that is going to be for someone who's worried for, multiple of personal reasons, or even for work. You maybe have a job that tests for THC, and so you would not want a product that has any of that in there and take that risk. But if you have options and you want to try something that really I would recommend, you would go for a product that's going to have all of it in there. So you're going to turn that around, you're going to look at the back, and there's going to be different terms in the ingredient list. And this is where it gets a little confusing, but not impossible. One of the terms I steer away from is hemp seed oil. Hemp seed oil does not contain CBD. It's made from the seeds of the plant, and that only happens in the unfortunate event when you're trying to grow CBD and it gets pollinated. When that happens, it creates seeds. Seeds actually take away from the CBD value of the plant, and all the energy goes into making those seeds. Those seeds have great benefits. They have protein, omegas, they're good for the skin, like hair oil, cooking with, great, but not a CBD product. So I would not, if I'm looking for CBD, grab a product that's hemp seed oil. Another term that you're going to see is hemp extract. It is a broad term. It's used widely from quality products to products that don't have CBD in it. And unfortunately, it's because the FDA and the regulations and the confusion and labeling, a lot of products are labeled that way so that the manufacturing company has some flexibility in what they're doing and can still bring you something of quality. But it is confusing. So the thing that I would do, and I'll get into that next after we get through some of these other terms, is look at the QVC code. But before we get to that, there's going to be terms like broad spectrum. That's a good one. It's going to have a lot of remediated THC removed, but at the same time, going to still contain a lot of beneficials. My favorite is going to be full spectrum. It's going to have everything, the gamut. And when I talk about the multi-packed, amazing benefits of a plant, this is the one you're going for, because not only does it have CBD and a little bit of THC, but it's going to have 3 to maybe 500 other oils, and I term them as essential oils so that it's easier to understand. But we're going to talk about, like, it could have pepper, lemongrass, turmeric, you name it, and sometimes it gives a full list of what those are. Each plant's a little bit different. It's going to have a different value of these in each one, and not all of them is going to contain the same exact oils. So this is where it gets a little bit fun, but also informative if you have any allergies. This makes it really easy for you to look this up, make some changes, and choose a different product, and not rule them all out. So full spectrum. Now, if the label doesn't say any of these, just says hemp extract, instead of CBD extract is clear, it's CBD. But if it says hemp extract, then definitely do a little bit more research. But no matter what you do, hit that QVC code, and any product that is quality is going to have a QVC code because they're required by law to test. Now, if they are testing, they are going to be a more quality product. They're going to have more regulations. They're going to have more insight into their own products. So go ahead and hit that QVC with your phone, go to their website, and start looking at those test results. Now, here's why it doesn't matter when you start getting into the products that have a broad or full spectrum in them, is because, like I said, they have all the beneficials. The only way that this really amazing product can be sold legally is in smaller increments of CBD, but it's gonna work beautifully. It's like my favorite, and I would never go any other route personally. When it comes to what I'm looking for and wanting results for what I'm looking for, this is why I'm gonna go this direction. So if you have tried other products and not had results, there could be a couple reasons why. 1, you're getting hemp seed oil. 2, you are getting a product that doesn't contain CBD or the amount that you think that it says on the label because they're lacking testing. Or 3, you're using a THC-free product, and while it can be beneficial, it's not going to be quite as great. So those are some of the reasons why you want to go that direction. And so when you go ahead and you look at all that and you start taking CBD, I want you to remember, this is not something that's going to happen overnight. There's no way that it can do that. Whatever ailment or whatever you've been going through did not happen in one day, and so this isn't going to fix it in one day. But what you will notice is a de-escalation of what's happening in your system. So there may be a day where all of a sudden you're like, hey, I didn't realize it, but I didn't have a headache all day long. Or I forgot to suffer from anxiety today, which would be super awesome. There are, a lot of reasons why you take CBD, and I've had my own journey and I've used it for my own purposes, and it has been life altering for me in the most positive direction. And that's why I quit growing CBD. In fact, I quit making products. I had to make a choice I had to make a choice whether or not I was going to share the information with people or continue to try to take the other avenue. And this just really suited me best. I really, really want to see people benefit. I really want them to have awesome conversations with their doctors and know how to listen to their own instincts and follow through. And so remember, I'm not a doctor. I don't have any medical experience except for my own personal experience is what I'm sharing with you, and what I can recommend from my own personal side. I always say that, you really have to know yourself, know your body, know your doctor, and know your limits. So with that, good luck, ask questions. I'm always here to help, and I'm excited for your journey forward. So talk to you soon.